Record. Okay, we're now recording.
Okay, it looks like you're
It
recording.
is May 17th, 2020. I have Dr. Kiene with us and wants to talk. This video is the Capstone, K-12 Capstone, and we're recording Zoom. I call these Zoominars. And Nancy Smith is our guinea pig student to ask questions and really to see things from a student's point of view. Because Dr. Kiene and I, know what we know, and from our side of the computer, it's good for somebody to say, wait, that doesn't make any sense, and to ask general questions. So I've invited Dr. Kiene here to talk big picture and to talk about certification issues. And I know that I'm going to talk about getting certificated in Missouri. And I have also a student is asking about, this student was in Kansas. And so we want to talk a little bit about those nuances.
Other states, we'll just say other states.
Other states. So Dr. Kiene, if you want to go ahead and take it on, go.
Sure. Okay. So, and I think it's interesting you said the word time stamped here. This is May 17th, 2020. As far as certification is concerned, it's a very, sometimes things are in flux at times because of the coronavirus that we've been dealing with. So the information I'm giving in this video is really specific to the people who are in the capstone right now as we speak and are finishing up the program. Okay. So number one, 4 things need to be done in the state of Missouri to be certified as a building level leader. The first thing is that a student has to have a valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri. All right, so that might apply to our out-of-state students who are trying to get certified in the state of Missouri. They would need to apply to DESE to transfer their teaching certificate to the state of Missouri to have a valid teaching certificate. This can kind of get tricky for you guys. We try to make it very clear to you all at the beginning of the program that you need to have a valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri for certification. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to have at least, we'll say at this particular moment in time under the old guidelines, if you would apply for certification before August 1st, which most of you probably will not do because you don't need to worry about being certified either secondary or elementary. When you complete the program, you will be certified K through 12. So the second thing is that after August 1st, when they change over to the K-12 certification, which applies to all of you all, that you will need 3 years of teaching in order to qualify to be a building level leader. Now that's 3 years. It used to be 2 years. They bumped it up to 3 years after August 1st. Okay, so if you don't have 3 years under your belt August 1st, you can't qualify to be certified until you get those 3 years of teaching experience. All right, so when you apply for certification, you need to be a valid teacher and the valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri, and you have to have at least 3 years of teaching experience. Those 3 years of teaching experience obviously don't have to be in the state of Missouri. You would just maybe have to validate to the state of Missouri that you have taught 3 years in a school. It doesn't have to be in the state, but you still have to have a valid teaching certificate. I hope that makes sense. That the state of Missouri, if you're out of state, the state of Missouri may come in and say, okay, your district has to show that you've been teaching there at least 3 years for us to validate that you have 3 years of teaching experience. All right, so that's the second thing. Third thing is you need to complete a higher education program in ed leadership, which you're doing at this particular moment in time. You are completing your program, you're checking off that box by getting the degree in ed leadership. And then the fourth thing you need is you need to make sure that you pass your performance assessment for the state of Missouri. Your performance assessment is your capstone project, your 4-step project you're doing right now for this course. That has a dual purpose. The first purpose of it is it serves as your comprehensive assessment for the program. So in your degree audit, you'll see a little box that says comprehensive assessment. It's not checked yet because you guys haven't completed this course. But once you complete the course and hand in your 4-step capstone project to Dr. Gordon to be evaluated, you have completed your comprehensive assessment as well. The second thing that that performance assessment serves as, it also serves as your performance assessment for certification. So when you apply for certification, you need to have a second read of that performance assessment. So what you'll do is you will complete the performance assessment with Dr. Gordon, and then at the end of the course, you'll make a PDF of that performance assessment that you completed in the course and is scored by Dr. Gordon, and then you will send it to me to be to have a second read. All right. So those are the 4 things you need for certification. It's kind of a linear process. Oh, actually, there's a 5th thing I'm leaving out. I guess there are 5 things I'm leaving out. The other thing is you also need to pass the content assessment from Pearson that's outside of our program. Okay, and there's information on that in the coursework up in the Getting Started part of your capstone course. There's a link there to the information on the content assessment. Right now, that's Building Level Leader 072. Okay, so those are the things you need to have for certification. Valid teaching certificate, 3 years of teaching experience, valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri, 3 years of teaching experience, performance assessment, second read, complete the program, and then take the content assessment. So those things all need to be done. Those are kind of like 5 boxes that need to be checked off for you to be certified in the state of Missouri. Okay.
2 questions.
All right, so let's ask the questions, Nancy.
Okay, so the first question is the performance assessment that we turn in to Dr. Gordon.
Right.
At the end, should we wait to send you the second read, or should we go ahead and just send you the second read right after we?
That's a good question. I'm going to get to that because I'm going to kind of give you a linear way of doing this. What you should do this, then do this, then do this. So I'll get to that in a second. What's your other question?
The other question was another win question with the content assessment.
Okay.
Is it based on K-12 or is it based on elementary, secondary? And should we wait to take that or just go ahead and take it?
Okay, here it is. Okay, the content assessment, whether you're going for elementary or secondary, which really doesn't apply to you guys because nobody probably in your capstone course is going to go for either secondary, elementary. That's going away. That was really for our older students. So you guys in this capstone don't need to worry about elementary or secondary certification unless you were wanting to become certified before August 1st. And I don't know why anybody in the course would want to be certified before August 1st unless their district is saying, hey, I need you to be certified before August 1st. Then we can deal with that issue. All right, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so linear process here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to complete your performance assessment, your capstone project in the capstone course, and you're going to graduate with your degree. You're going to get a master's in ed leadership, and that's going to give you the degree that you need. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to apply for certification. That application is done online, and there's information in there in the capstone class. Okay, so when you apply for graduation online, you should also apply for certification. So you're applying to the grad office for graduation, and then you're applying for certification through the DESE portal, and that's the next step you need to do. When you apply for certification, you don't need to call DESE and ask DESE, hey, what's going on with my certification? DESE, when they receive your application, they directly go to our certification officer and ask if this person qualifies for certification. Our certification officer looks over your transcripts, looks over your program, looks over everything, and then communicates back to DESE, yes, this person is good to go for certification and your certification is granted. So it's a communication back and forth between DESE and our certification officer. Our certification officer cannot get you certified until you do all the things I mentioned. She will look, did you graduate from the program? Did you get a second read of your performance assessment? Did you pass the content assessment? Do you have a valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri? So she'll look at all those things, and then when she can check all those things off, she will then say, this person, she'll say to DESE, this person is good for certification. So when you apply for certification, you're not done yet. You still need to take the content assessment and pass the content assessment. You still need to get a second read of your performance assessment and make sure you send me a PDF for the second read saying, I need a second read, and then I will get the second read done for you. And then I will communicate with the certification officer that you have completed that task. All right. Couple of things to think about. Do not wait to apply for certification. Couple of reasons why. In the state of Missouri, you can, it doesn't, no, actually, let me restate that. You all, in this particular class, you all should apply for certification after August 1st, because that's when the K-12 certification goes into effect. All right. So you guys actually, and you guys are in a very unique situation because you're in this transition area. So I'm probably being a little bit confusing here, but it's best for you to wait till August 1st to apply for certification, because then you fall under the new certification rules to get the K-12 certification. The problem is in the state of Missouri is when you apply for certification, you fall under those rules that are going on at that particular time. Okay, so let me rephrase that. You all should not go ahead and get certified right away. Go ahead and do the things you need to do to check off all the boxes to get certified. Get the content assessment done, get the performance assessment done, and then apply for certification after August 1st.
So we're in a different order. First, we want to complete the capstone, then
right.
take the content assessment, get
right.
the second read, and then go apply.
Right, and then go apply, because that'll give you till August 1st to get that done. Because, you know, in the future, we'll tell people go ahead and apply because everybody will fall under the K-12 rules. Mm-hmm. But right now, as it is right now, the state of Missouri doesn't have, right now, as we're sitting here May 17th, 2020, there is no K-12 certification in place yet. It's either secondary or elementary. So it's best for you all if you want that K-12 to get certified after August 1st. That way you avoid having to take the extra practicum you would need to get certified K-12. If you applied, let's say you applied right now, then the state of Missouri would say, okay, you can either be elementary or secondary. And then when you wanted to add on that other elementary or secondary, they'd say, okay, now you need to take an extra practicum to get that K-12 certification. All right. So you guys want to avoid doing that. And the way to avoid doing that is wait till August 1st. Okay. Pretty complicated. Another thing that's happening, and I apologize for all the changes on you guys, but what's happening with DESE is also going to go away. They're going to change the content assessment to a different test. And if you sign up for the 072 test that they're offering right now, that's great. That's 80 multiple choice questions, and the questions had not really changed. They haven't changed in a long time. Our students right now almost have 100% pass rate on the 072 test. That 072 test is going to change after August 1st. It's going to change to a different test. It's going to be 100 multiple choice questions instead of just 80. So it'll be a little bit tougher test probably if you all wait to take that content assessment.
Okay,
right.
Can we sign up for the assessment like now?
You can take the content assessment at any time. You don't have to be done with the program. It's just a good time. You guys could take it any time between now and August 1st. I would suggest doing that, because if you wait to take the content assessment, you're going to delay your certification because it takes a while for those scores to be reported to our certification officer, and it's going to be a tougher test. Okay, so that's very important to understand that test is going to change. Okay, and like I said, you can take that content assessment anytime you want to.
With COVID going on right now, do you know how they are
Say that again.
with the pandemic going on right now?
Okay, another good question.
How are we
I
testing?
think they have opened up testing sites now. They closed them down for a while. As far as I'm concerned, I know that when you go and register, it will tell you when and where you can take the test. It doesn't let you. So it's a strange setup. It's not in our control. This is Pearson's deal. But it's when you sign up and register for the test, then it gives you the opportunities to pick your site and pick your time.
Okay.
But it won't let you do that until you actually register for the test.
Will it tell you where
Yeah, it'll tell you where they are. It's just you have to pay the money and register for the test first before it will tell you where they are and when they're happening. So I can't tell you what the testing sites that are open. Like, for example, Northwest Missouri State is a testing site, but right now our campus is closed down because of the virus. So obviously you can't come to Northwest Missouri State and take the test because the campus is shut down. But Pearson may have some other areas that you can go take the test where you can take it. And they're opening those up all the time right now. So I really can't speak to that. I don't have the answers to that question. But I'm sorry I don't, but that's something I don't have any control over. So I don't know how long it will take you to take the to get the content assessment done. It probably depends on where you live and where you can take the test. Like, for example, if you live in the state of Iowa, you don't have to come to Missouri to take the test. If you live in Hawaii, you don't have to come to, you can take the test in Hawaii. You can just sign up for the 072 test and take it wherever you are. It's offered all across the country. So it's not specific just to Missouri. It's the test Missouri uses for certification, but you can take it anywhere. Don't think you have to come physically to the state of Missouri to take the test, because you don't. But at the same time, I can't tell you exactly what testing centers are open and what are not. So you have to wait until you register for the, and then you can find that out. Hope I'm making that pretty clear there. All right. So I guess in a nutshell, what it says is, for you all sitting here right now that are in this particular course, I would wait until August 1st to apply and finish everything up in the meantime, so that when you do apply August 1st, it'll be a very quick turnaround for your certification. You guys do not need to have the extra practicum because you all have completed enough of your program and done enough hours in your minor level through our program, through assignments in our program, to qualify for the K-12 certification at this point. Okay. Make sure you're handing in your practicum logs from all your courses. That helps us in your certification process. If we need to go back and look at your logs, you should have all your logs from all your classes handed into the Ed Lead office. That helps us on our end to process your certification more simply. Okay. I will say, if you are out of state, there may be requirements from other states that are in addition to our program. We are guaranteeing you certification in the state of Missouri through our program. We don't guarantee certification in other states. States like Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, all have different qualifications for certification, but people have used our program to become certified in those states through various processes. Each process is a little different. Like, for example, the state of Iowa does not let you get an initial certification in the state of Iowa through an out-of-state program. Your initial but they will let you get certified in Missouri and then transfer that Missouri up to Iowa. But there's a couple of things you have to do in order to make that happen. You have to be able to become certified in Missouri, and then you have to jump through a couple extra hoops by maybe they may make you take an extra practicum. They may make you take an extra special education administration course that we don't offer. So it's up to you all to go to your state certifying entity, whatever that may be, and say, what do I need for certification in the state? I just completed this program at Northwest Missouri State. What else do you need from me for certification? It may be the simplest thing to do is get certified in the state of Missouri and then transfer that to that state. That may be your process. but the state may just say, hey, we'll let you accept this program and do a couple other things for us, and we'll initially certify you in our state. So it can be a complicated process. That's why we talk about these things, and make sure you're very clear on, if you don't live in the state of Missouri, how you get certified in your particular state. Our certification officer is really good to communicate with if you're out of state about what you will need to gain certification in other states. They can help you through that. She can help you through that process through our certification officer. So I would ask that you don't necessarily, if you email me and say, what do I need to get certified in this state? I'm going to say, first thing I'm going to say is, well, you need to go to that state certification office and ask them that question, not us. We don't control what other states do. We don't even control what DESE does, unfortunately, because we're always, trying to figure out what, it's a moving target sometimes, like with the changeover from K-12 to K-12 certification has created some issues. And then the virus on top of it has created some delays and some issues as well that were unforeseen. But right now, for you guys, K-12 certification is the way to go, but make sure you wait until August 1st to apply for that certification. Because if you apply for certification before August 1st, they're going to say, okay, that's great. Do you want elementary or secondary? And then you'll only be certified one or the other instead of being certified K-12. Nancy, how did I do on that?
Good. I just, you cleared up what I was asking to take the content before we apply. And to get the second read, get everything done basically before we apply, and it makes it
right.
better.
Yeah. So get everything done, then apply, because other groups I'll tell, hey, go ahead and apply, and then get everything done, because they won't be dealing with that August 1st changeover. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And we'll get you through it. Don't worry about if you're a little bit confused right now and you're stressed out about it. Don't be, because none of you are going to have a problem getting certified. No matter where it is, you're going to get certified. You just have to maybe do a few other extra hoops you have to jump through, especially if you don't live in the state of Missouri. I haven't had any students that have not been certified in other states. As far, I can't name any that haven't been able to get certified in other states. So, not saying it won't happen, but right now I haven't had anybody that hasn't been able to get certified. The problem I've had is that people go through we've had a couple of people go through the program not realizing they needed a valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri to be certified, and then they weren't able to get certified because they didn't have a valid teaching certificate in the state of Missouri. But that was the only issue we ever had with people not being able to get certified. Okay. Dr. Gordon, how'd I do?
Much better than I would do.
Yeah. Well, it's a complicated issue, and we'll get you through it. Answer any questions you have. You have this recording to go back to. I suggest you just keep on reading listen to this recording over and over again, and take some notes as I'm saying it, because like I said, for you all, I didn't think of at the very beginning of the video that it's a linear process for you all to make sure you apply after August 1st. So finish the program, get the second read of your performance assessment, pass the content assessment, and then apply for certification after August 1st. Then you should be good. That's the way it is May 17th, 2020. So.
Nancy, do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. As long as it doesn't change before the end of June.
No, it won't change before the end of June.
Okay.
You're going to be fine, Nancy. We'll get you certified. You to finish the program, concentrate on what you're doing in the capstone, focus on that performance assessment, do a good job on that performance assessment, because Dr. Gordon will do the first read of it, and then we'll do a second read of it. And you want to make sure you do a quality job on that. So, yeah. All right.
Well, thank you, Dr. Kiene. Thank you, Nancy. And thank you, someone else on iPhone.
Yeah, we don't know who that is, but that's good.
Mystery iPhone.
Yeah.
So I will stop recording here.
Okay.
And then if okay.